You say power! Nurses! Power! Nurses!
Power! Okay, my name is Lazaro Garcia, and I'm here today with the nurses. I'm one of the ICU nurses here. I've been here for almost 10 years already. We here because there's a lot of concerns with the new company that bought HSA that is not providing adequate insurance to the nurses that we were supposed to have. They're taking 401k money without nurses asking to be taking the money away. We having supply issues. They want to cut salaries on nurses that have been already established by our union contract, and a series of things that have been going on, for a while. Short staffing.
Short staffing. And when did HSA take over the Palmetto Hospital?
They've been here already it's going to be about a year and a half. About a year and some change.
And so it's like a big company that bought the hospital?
No, it's not. They got hospitals around the nation, but it's a small company. I think they have about 30-something hospitals, give or take.
What are some unsafe conditions that patients are experiencing?
Well, the short staffing is always an unsafe condition for a patient. Because remember that if you short staff on any area, if you need a sitter and you don't have a sitter, then the nurse got to watch out for that patient plus the other patient he has. Sometimes we're short supplies. The nurses here are very good, but sometimes they put in a situation that it might be unsafe in general.
I read on the flyer something about a float pool. What is that?
That's a float pool that try to cut the wages. Is the nurses not the full timers? So the nurses you bring in to fill in the gaps.
Oh, okay. Got it. How do you feel on a personal level? How do you feel when you get home from work? Appreciated or
you feel appreciated. You feel sometimes defeated. You feel like your morale and the nurses is on the floor because we try our best every day, and then on the corporate side we not recognized. It's sad.
Yeah. What is it like being a nurse?
It's very satisfying because the care you give. That's the satisfying thing about it. But the way it's treated, it's not like the police department and the firefighters, people actually, I guess it's not because they don't see them in the streets. They only see them when they get, that day they really, they get sick. And then they don't see what nurses go through, and yes.
It's a lot of hours, right?
A lot of hours, we do 13 hours, and we got a lot of rules and regulations while you're in the floor. You cannot have water by the nurse's station. It has to be, you got to go on like a quick break to take water. Sometimes you forget. Because if you don't have it around, you forget. So, at the end of the day, you have gone 12 hours without drinking water.
Yeah, you're running around.
You're running around, yeah. We do care for patients, and, we advocate for patients. That's the first thing that we do, as when we become nurses, advocate for the patient. But then, this for-profit hospitals they just want to make money, man.
Yeah,
it's sad, yeah.
Are you upset about the health insurance industry and how it affects your patients?
You got nurses that need to do procedures, and now they can't do the procedures because the insurance is not covering. And it's really sad that we're in the health industry and nurses don't have good insurance.
Are you concerned about the health of the average American?
Oh yes. I think the average American, I think the health issue in the United States it needs to get better. It's not affordable. The co-payments are crazy, deductibles. Yes.
Because I also read on the flyer, that HSA is bullying or playing favorites with certain employees.
We had a department for pick line nurses. And nurses, the other department was run by nurses. It was a nursing job. And suddenly they decided to take physicians, a house physician, which is a doctor that comes from a different country. They're not licensed here, but they give them certain, rights to do things in the hospital. What happens? This guy is the father of the assistant CNO, so he decided just to put him in there and not create that job again for another nurse. We have a contract. If it's a nursing job, it's a nursing job. Mm-hmm. I'm nothing against it. Everybody needs a job, but this is a nurse's job, and we have a contract.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's more or less what it comes around. It's becoming that it's who you know, not what you know and what you do.
But look, I was on the phone with HSA 2 days ago about your health insurance. They said it was about me and my attitude and I want to win. Do you want to win your better health insurance?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I told them. I said, you don't talk to any nurses. You have no idea what you're talking about. They said that this new insurance is better. Is it better? It's not even activated, right? The 401k, they admitted the steward never cut your 401k. They admitted the steward never cut your 401k because we have a collective bargaining agreement. Steward cut 401k at every facility except for Palmetto because they knew you had power and they knew that we had a contract. When HSA got here, they cut your 401k. Is that acceptable? No. They don't agree with your contract. They take away the flow pool agreement. Me and Lazaro were in a meeting with them. We had to cut the call off because we're looking at a document that says agreement between the union and the company for flow pool, and they said there's no agreement between the union and company. At that point, how can you talk to these people when you're looking at a document that says that there's an agreement? It's illegal, it's immoral, it's wrong. Repeatedly, time and again, when I'm on the phone with HSA higher executives, they are saying illegal and immoral things to us, and we are not going to put up with it. We're about to start contract negotiations. We filed our paperwork. We're waiting for their response. We expect to be negotiating possibly June or July of this year. Are you guys ready for a fight? Yeah! Ready to fight for more? Yeah! Okay. Along with that, I really appreciate people being here. We obviously learned our lesson. Fridays are bad days for media. We need to do this again. We need to rally. We need to march on the boss. We need to fill out ADO forms. We need documentation of the violations going on in this hospital. Who here has filled out an ADO form before? Okay, cool. And those are those. If people have questions about what those are, talk to me after. But they're on the table. We're going to submit them to the nursing board. We're going to expose this company until they come to the table and meet with us. With that said, I don't know if Lazaro's got anything else to say.
Well, guys, you know me. I talk to you guys almost every day. Some of you almost every week. Nothing. We gotta keep the fight. What else?
Listen, we've had a union here for 12 years. We've gotten a raise every single year that we've had organization. This is the organization that pushed back and won multiple victories just in the year and a half that I've been here. And you all are ready to fight again. You fought before, you've won. We've won numerous things and improvements in this facility. We're not going to let them use bankruptcy as an excuse. These people are vultures. Do you know what a vulture does? It takes a dead animal and it picks it apart. They find bankrupt hospitals. They're trying to take from your health care. They're trying to take from your 401k. They're trying to take from your wages. They're understaffing. They're short on supplies. Need I go on? I don't need to tell you. You're the ones that see this every single day. We also have Leroy in attendance, the chief union representative for Coral Gables Hospital. Florida Medical Center is going to have their own rally. It's going to be big. So let's just keep up the pressure. You all, thank you for being here. Solidarity with everyone. So.